I'm calling this lesson 3-4 part B. We are going to actually solve the multi-step equations this day. That's how can equations be used to estimate the age of an animal? An American alligator hatchling is about 8 inches long. These alligators grow about 12 inches per year. Therefore, the expression 8 plus 12a represents the length in inches of an alligator that is a years old. Since 10 feet 4 inches equals 10 times 12 plus 4, or 124 inches, the equation 8 plus 12a equals 124 can be used to estimate the age of the alligator in the photograph. Notice this equation involves more than one operation. They are both adding and multiplying. So just real quickly to solve this, to get rid of the 8 is the first thing I want to get rid of. I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides of the equation. 12a equals 116. And then to get rid of the 12, we're going to divide both sides by 12. So I get a equals 9 2/3. To solve equations with more than one operation, often called multi-step equations, we're going to undo the operations by working backwards, just like we do with word problems. They ask us to solve 5q minus 13 equals 37, then check your solution. So to undo the minus 13, I'm going to add 13 to both sides of the equation. So 5q equals, carry the 1, 50, divide both sides by 5, and we get q equals 10. I'm going to check by substituting back into the original equation. So where there was a q, I'm going to replace it with 10. So 5 times 10 minus 13, we hope is 37. And 50 minus 13, yep, it's 37. So for example 3, they want us to solve s divided by 12 plus 9 equals negative 11. So to undo, the last thing I'd do if I was substituting in would be to add 9. So I'm going to undo the add 9 by subtracting 9 from both sides of the equation. And I have s divided by 12 equals negative 11 minus 9 would be negative 20. And then to undo divide by 12, I'm going to multiply both sides by 12. And I get s equals, negative times positive is negative. 2 times 12 would be 24, so it would be negative 240. Substitute back into the original equation where there was an s, I'm going to put negative 240. Negative 240 divided by 12 is negative 20, plus 9 is in fact negative 11. I am happy. That was a big number. Next, they want me to solve r minus 8 divided by negative 3 equals negative 2. To undo divide by negative 3, I want to multiply both sides by negative 3. So divide by 3 times 3 cancels out, so all I have left on the left is r minus 8 equals negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. All that's left to undo is the minus 8, so I'm going to add 8 to both sides of the equation. And I get r equals 14. I hope that's right. Let's check. 14 minus 8 divided by negative 3. 14 minus 8 is 6. Divided by negative 3 is in fact negative 2. That's what I wanted. And for example 5, they ask us to write an equation for the problem below, then solve the equation. 8 more than 5 times a number. So 5 times the number would be 5n. 8 more, I would add 8, is, always means equals, negative 62. So to undo the minus 8, to undo the plus 8, I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides of the equation. So I have 5n equals negative 70. Negative 70. Divide both sides by 5, and I get n equals negative 14. Let's check it out. So we're going to substitute negative 14 back in where the n was. So 5 times negative 14 plus 8 is negative 70, plus 8 is negative 62. So negative 14 was the correct answer. Here's a definition for your notes. Consecutive integers are integers in counting order, such as 7, 8, and 9. Beginning with an even integer and counting by 2 will result in consecutive even integers. For example, negative 4, negative 2, 0, and 2 are consecutive even integers. Beginning with an odd integer and counting by 2 will result in consecutive odd integers. For example, negative 3, negative 1, 1, 3, and 5 are consecutive odd integers. The study of numbers and the relationships between them is called number theory. For example 6, they ask us to write an equation for the problem, then solve the equation and answer the problem. Find 3 consecutive odd integers whose sum is 57. If we let n equal our least odd integer, the next one would be n plus 2, and then n plus 4 for the greatest of the 3 integers. They ask us to find the sum of 3 consecutive odd integers, so it would be n plus 2 plus n plus 4, whose sum is always means equals 57. Now those parentheses they used aren't doing us any good, so I'm just going to ignore them. So if I add my n's, n plus n plus n, I have 3 n's. 2 plus 4 is 6. And then to undo, add 6, I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides of the equation. So 3n equals 51. And divide both sides by 3. We get n equals 17. So that would mean my first integer is 17, my second would be 19, and my third would be 21. Now this time when I do my check, I'm actually just going to check with those numbers to make sure it works. If I add 17 plus 19 plus 21, let's see, 19 plus 21 would be 40 plus 17 is in fact 57. So my answer are those 3 numbers, 17, 19, and 21. So our big idea is that multi-step equations can be solved by undoing the operations in the reverse order of our order of operations. So PEMDAS is still our friend, but instead of worrying about parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, we're going to undo addition, subtraction first, then undo multiplication and division, and then undo exponents and undo parentheses in whatever reverse order we need to do.